Hello. Hope you're having a great August. It's Monday, second week of August, something like that. I'm heading south in about 6 days. I'm going to go down there for a couple months. As I mentioned, I'll mention for a third time and various things. I've stopped all my daily postings on all social medias across the board. Uh, it's That was my job for about 5 years. Now I'll be posting occasionally. Not like I was though, because we're on to a new phase, and I'm on to doing other things that's going to reach a wider amount of people in other phases. And I'll check in with videos once in a while. A lot going on, and it's up to you to do the research. Anyone that's interested, I'm here to answer questions. People like me, but for 5 years I've been saying, look at the big picture, do your own research, don't listen to one source, because a lot of people are still in that mode, and they're going to get caught so off guard. And we're in that point now. It's been about disclosure, about shining the light on dark, which I've talked about a lot on many different levels, things that I've talked about, from COVID to politics to the worldview to even aliens. Things are never going to be like they were. Things are never, so don't trust your eyes completely. Do the research over and over and see the bigger picture. So we've had disclosure, light shining on dark. It's still going to happen, but now comes the pain, justice. People are going to start to be held accountable. Things will start to be held accountable as the exposure starts to come out. So a couple of topics that I saw this last week that are worth noting. New Zealand and a lot of other countries, Australia, the UK, Canada, some European countries, they were all really pushing hard during the COVID thing. They were basically the draconian measures were put on the people. This is where, especially New Zealand, is where the World Economic Forum, what we call the deep state, the people that run the world, so to speak, want the rest of the world to be like New Zealand, which was locked down and mandatory vaccines and wearing masks forever and having the digital passports and basically being under control and having no freedoms whatsoever, censoring speech and all that. That's where they wanted the world. But thankfully here in the United States, we're independent. We fought the British and we're fighting. A lot of people like myself, not just COVID, fought at tooth and nail at every corner. So it's not going to happen the way they want it. But there are still countries pushing forward, and until the people stand up, it's going to continue. So I say New Zealand because they just passed a law. I'm not sure where the law is, but the fact that it's even there in Parliament, allowing what they call the unvaccinated, the anti-vaxxers, to be physically restrained by handcuffs if need be, and vaxxed. So basically they can come in their home the way the law was written, come in the home, find these people who are anti-vaxxers, physically restrain them, the police with handcuffs or the army, and then inject them with a vaccine. My body, my choice. 1984 is here. And until people start fighting in countries like New Zealand, it's going to continue. The UK, censorship at its prime. That's where they wanted the rest of the world too. It was the police chief, one of the prime ministers was the police chief, that came out literally last week to say that because there's riots and uprisings going on in the UK now, and he came out and he said they will go after everybody who posts hate speech online. They'll even go after anybody around the world, including the United States. They'll extradite us. That's what he said. And for anyone posting hate speech or untruths and false things. This is 1984 again. And the British people are just about done. But all I say to this guy that said that about people in the United States, come try it. But the point being is they're panicking. They're panicking because their agenda, and they're being able to send their message utilizing all the media that they at one point had on their side. People were complying, but now we've got the independent journalism rising up. We got people talking to each other, connected. They're not, and the deep state, the powers that be elite in the UK aren't. Their agenda isn't going the way they want it, so they're panicking, and they're making ridiculous threats like that, and they're trying to cover up what's really happened, which is an open migration system that's gone amok. Migrants are being treated better than the citizens. It's happening in Ireland and other European countries, here as well. Getting more money than some monthly stipend and free rent. and they're getting treated a lot better than the citizens of those said countries. And people are getting tired of it. And that's something you need to research and go down the road. Coming back to the United States now, this is going to be I've said this over and over, next couple months are going to be fascinating. We've got Biden now coming out saying that he didn't really want to step out of the race, but he was forced, and he brought Pelosi's name in. From that, Pelosi's all but sort of alluded to the fact that they kind of put the pressure on him. This is what you call a coup. It's a quiet coup. They pulled on a sitting president. His own party basically said to him, if he does not get out, they probably have blackmail on him, who knows what. But this is not democracy. This is unconstitutional. There's so many things wrong with this, but many people still are so blind to all this, like anything but the orange guy. They're willing to overlook these things, because the big thing that the left, the far left, and a lot of the Democratic Party have said for years about Trump is we're going to lose democracy. But they haven't done it. They're trampling all over it and the Constitution. But people, millions of us see that, and others will start seeing it. But the people who are so indoctrinated, like anything but Trump, are willing to either put blinders on, either they don't see it, or they're willing to forgive it just because, as long as it's not Trump. These are dangerous. That's a dangerous attitude to have. And I say to everybody, wake up and do your research, because here we've got Kamala now, first position to go. She's running her campaign for the president. She had no delegate votes. It was put in. So this is completely against the Constitution, completely against the way things have been run, and completely against democracy. It's almost like they're trying to show you how hypocritical they are to wake people up. It's bizarre. A lot of us, like myself, know exactly why and what's going on, but pay attention to all this. And I said to the last video too, this Democratic convention coming up is going to be very interesting. If Biden decides to put his feet in, whether he's told to or not by the people that are running him, it's going to put a hitch in the giddy up in what's going on with Kamala. And I'll put it out there, Kamala and this far left loony guy, Governor Waltz, that she elected for vice president, that she's had on his side. This guy's track record is atrocious. It's already coming out how much he's lied about his military record. Wait till it starts coming out this week on his deep ties to China, Beijing. That's really going to, so pay attention to this. It's really going to put a hitch. So are they just placeholders? We'll see. So are Kamala and Waltz just placeholders for maybe a switcheroo at the end? That, as I said before, could be Biden, could be Hillary, could be Michelle Obama. They're in disarray. All of them are in disarray. Don't believe the polls, don't believe the photos. Just do the research, because now is the time. Now is the time. We're at the precipice. It is all going to be coming out in waves now. People like me are going to be here to help through, but I'm not going to spoon feed you. If you need to wake up and see what's going on. I've been doing this for 5-6 years now. Just looking at some notes here. UK, Kamala. I think I covered that for now. Pay attention to the players in all this. See what's happening, because this is really, the election is so much more than that. It's the state is going to be, as the Democrats say all the time, the deep state, or the far left say, it's vote for democracy, but they're true, except they're just projecting. And besides, we're a republic now, though. Democracy. Constitutional republic. So, keep an eye on the Democratic convention coming up, what's going on, what's happening in England especially. That's really going to, it's a powder keg ready to explode. It's sort of exploded already. New Zealand and Europe in general. Watch what's going on. The intensity is going to increase. People are going to get more panicked. And when people panic, they make mistakes. It's going to, and just what can you do? As I've said over and over, you can ground yourself, find where your piece is, and start to become an observer. Don't get dragged down in the muck. It's very difficult. It's happened to me a couple times, but you bring yourself back up and you observe, and above all else, do not use just one source for your information. Dig. You don't have to like Trump. Don't have to like MAGA. I'm not saying trying to convince anyone of anything. Just do your own research so you're not caught off guard. People are getting caught off guard already, and it's going to increase. And I'm talking about every level again. So many levels, from our healthcare system to COVID, to our national politics, to the worldwide events going on, to the financial system, which is going to implode here soon. All the indicators are there, so do the research. I'll try to help everyone along as much as I can from, as I've said before, my truth as I see it. Take care. Bye.